Ever since I've bought the lovely little Range Rover Evoque, I've been meaning to get that boot or the trunk fixed because it's dropped down. Have a look at this. Starting at the top here, you can see that I've got a little bit of a drop between the spoiler and the roof of the car. And as I come down, you can see just how much that's exaggerated. It's actually protruding by a good 15 mil. But on this side, you can see that the height isn't too bad. But as you work your way down, look how close that shut line is. It's far closer than it is on the other side, and it's not quite as protruding as far. See the difference there? You can almost get my whole little finger in, and yet this side is tight. But you can see it's protruding forward slightly there. So what it's suggesting to me is that the tailgate, I think, has shifted down on that side. So as that's dropped, that side has become tighter, and this side, the gap's opened up. So in situations like this, I like to use the evidence that's been presented, and you can see that we got wear on the plastic part of the lock, likewise down at the bottom. And that actually shouldn't be touching. There should be a gap as the boot comes to close, and sometimes when the weather's been warm, things expand, and I find that the boot doesn't always close. I've got to give it a little push. Also, have a look at these hinges. Just up above there, on the left-hand side, you can see what's called an evident mark in the trade, and I got some shiny metal. And the shiny metal is coming from, if it was a clock face, around about the 10 and 11 o'clock position. And that's also the same for the second bolt at the top there. And what that's suggesting is that the left-hand side of the boot has moved slightly. So we need to loosen those bolts, support the boot, and see if we can get it to realign. So at the moment, this is how it works. And you can see, look how far out that sticks. I can almost get my whole hand in there. That little rubber lug should be lining up in the middle of the round part at the back, and there's actually a gap. It's not even touching it. And you can see that for a while now, because there's no shiny mark, that's been missing the mark. It hasn't been touching that. Yet clearly on this side, you can see that it's sitting down. There's a dirt mark around the outside, and the clean part at the bottom there is off center. So use these things to your advantage. So I need to move the whole tailgate up so that that mark will sit in the middle. So they look like 10 mils to me. Yeah, that's a 10 mil. Oh, I promise you I haven't made this up. I have not made this up. Look at this, look. I went to go and loosen it. I was getting ready for a bit of effort. It's not even finger tight. It's so loose. So that's a good sign. It's telling me that these bolts, perhaps it's just these bolts that have come loose. Just try the top one, okay? Look at that. Those are definitely loose. Right, so that's good news. So now I've got to work out a way to move the tailgate up and then tighten them. So if you can see, when I look at the movement in that hinge, that is definitely where we've got this drop boot from. So I need some leverage. Let's see if I can put something in here, and then that will give me, yeah, that will give me that ability now. So I'm going to pull this down as much as I can, and then just tighten these up and see where we go first of all with that. Okay, let's see if that looks any better. Well, straight away I can see now that the roof now is actually, if anything, it's sitting too high. So I need to actually move that down slightly, but it hasn't really changed anything down the bottom here. Down here, we've still got a big gap. So what I might need to do now is remove this upper spoiler and there's bolts on the top I might need to get to. So I'll just slacken those off. Let's see if we can get the height correct first. So I'd say we're still a little bit high here, so I'm just going to loosen those bolts and let it drop down. Then on the other side, I want to raise that up. Yeah, that's looking pretty good now. Right, let's get the other side up slightly, but that's looking nice. These were loose as well. Very loose. That to me looks pretty good there, and that looks pretty spot on there. I'm happy with that. And the other side's looking good too. And actually straight away, this gap here has opened up by a couple more mil because we've moved the hinge at the top. So it's starting to sit a bit better. In fact, this side sits really nice. Right, I need to take this top spoiler off because I want to get to these two bolts and nuts. So looks like there's some little plastic covers which we can take off. This one up here is spinning on me, so I'm going to try and hold that and turn the nut. Oh, there we go. One more here in the middle. Hopefully this won't spin on me. Okay, so you've got cables and plugs and things, but that's okay because it's enough space for me. I don't need to take it completely off. I'm going to get something and just wedge it underneath here because I can now access the nuts in the top there. Nice and dry. What the hell's that? Now I don't know if this has been done by somebody else, but I've noticed that there's two washers on there, and it's the same on this side. You can see that they've put these washers. Whether these done from factory, I don't know, but I'll put them back on again. I've just had a very close look in there, and have a look at the left-hand side of where the washer is and the mount there. You can see the dirt line. I think how far that's moved, and I need to now move this whole tailgate towards the front of the vehicle. And yet if you compare it to the other side, there's no movement on this side. It looks to be that's just that left hand side that's moved. So I'm tempted actually not to undo those because they look good. And let's see if I can just somehow push this in. It may be worthwhile me raising it. Got to be careful because this is loose, and let gravity then pull that down. Oh, what's Amazon want? Hello, mate. How you doing? Thank you. Christmas time. And especially around Christmas, we get a few more deliveries than we normally do. But on occasion, sometimes I find the parcels get left down by the main door, and that's not particularly ideal. It's a bit of a security risk, to be honest with you. Sometimes if I've got the keys in the ignition and I'm going in the garage, I want something which has got my back, some peace of mind that I've got security. And what you're looking at right now is what's being recorded using a Reolink camera. It's 4K, but it's also 360-degree rotational ability that will pick out and track people. It then sends a notification to my phone. It is today's sponsor, it's by Reolink, so let me show you. It uses a solar power panel which guarantees connectivity, so it's dead easy to set up. Let me open the box and I'll talk you through it. This here is the solar panel instructions. They're nice and visual. USB-C connection, comes with all of the mounting kit, screws into the panel, then you can mount that on the wall. Comes with some lovely stickers, And here it is. This is a 4K 360-degree rotational camera. You have a speaker on the back here. This is where the solar panel is going to plug into the USB-C. And with these two items, you do not need to power it into any of the mains electricity. And lastly, they also give you a little memory card as well. The SD card just slots into the bottom.
Welcome to Reolink. Please install Reolink app and scan the QR code on the camera.
So simply follow the instructions and install the app on your phone. This has got its own battery power. It's then going to get additional charging support via the solar power panel. You've now got full controllability. You can rotate the camera. And you can control it all from your mobile phone. You've even got a little floodlight camera on the bottom of it as well. It will give you notifications whatever you decide that you want notifications on. And those notifications could be a person, a vehicle, or an animal. And the camera will automatically follow that object. The customer reviews are outstanding on this, and I wonder why. It gets 17 awards, along with the best of the IFA 2024 Tech Awards as well. This flexibility of the 360-degree 4K high-definition video, which allows me to be able to see around to the front of the property as well as on the side of my drive. So thanks so much to Reolink for allowing me to review this product. Let's go back to the Range Rover. So I'm going to temporarily put this back on again because I don't want to break anything. Okay, and very carefully raise the boot now, and let's see if I can get some movement and push this whole side in. So very carefully raise the boot. I do it manually and just make sure that that top there is in place, otherwise it could end up hitting the top and doing some damage. And looking up here, look, you can see the difference in the colour there, where it's actually, I need to move that down, it's slipped out. Oh, there we go. That looks better. There, look, if I move the tailgate, look at that movement. So it's definitely easier if you raise it and then use a bit of gravity to your advantage, and I'll try and take this off in that position and tighten those two nuts up. So get my little support handy. I'm just lifting it up with my right hand and then giving these a tighten. Let's pop this back on again so I can try it out. Okay, just put a couple of nuts on there just to keep it in place. Let's see how we get on with that. Just take your time. Make sure you haven't left anything in the hinges that's going to crack it. Oh, that's better, isn't it? That's better. So what I think's happened is, over the years, these brackets have now, let's just say, slightly deformed. And as much as I'm trying to get it to sit right, it seems to sit further on one side. So I'm going to get a little ratchet strap here, put a bit of tension on it, and then tighten up the bolts and see if I can get it to align a bit better. That's definitely made an improvement. Look how tight this is now here. Before I could get my whole fingers in there, but now it's moved over. If anything, it's actually too much, because if you look at the other side, I've now got a bigger gap here. So I've proved that it works. I'm just not going to do it quite as much. So it is very much a little bit of footery trial and error, but I am nearly there now. It is 80% better than it was. And what I'm doing is, if you have a look up at the mark here, you can see where there's a sort of a brighter mark, and this is where this hinge was all the way up. And I'm nearly there, but I need to actually move this down ever so slightly by about maybe 1 millimeter. So as I lift this up, it's going to push that down on that side. I'm going to move it by eye to there. And let's see how we get on with that. Give it a tighten. Pop your spoiler back on again, because you need to do that, otherwise you'll catch it when you try and close the boot. Okay, let's give that a go and see. That's nice. That gap there looks to be the same now on that side as it does on this side. That line looks good, but here I'm happy with this join. It looks to be consistent all the way. And likewise on this side now, that is a little bit more even too, before I could get my fingers in there. So if you look at the before and after, you can see the difference. So I'll tighten everything up and I'll tighten the spoiler back on again. But give those screws a go. It is very much trial and error. When it's in the upright position, you've got that leverage to be able to move the bolts down on the hinge. Don't try pushing it from here, you'll never get anywhere. And definitely using the ratchet strap by pulling the whole tailgate over seemed to give me that little bit of advantage as well. I hope that helps you. There's a whole playlist at the end, especially on Range Rover, if you're interested in this sort of thing, and thanks for subscribing.